Calxiyn here. If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys should become patrons over on Patreon to support the channel, but you guys should subscribe. So today we are going to rank the Kingdom Hearts games. So I looked at this list. I'm pretty sure it has all of them. I know people were doing this before a long time ago and they sort of made their own like format for it and all that stuff, but I was actually coming on this website, the Tier Maker website, to make a list for like my favorite like Kingdom Hearts characters, and then I saw this and I was like, oh well, I'll do this first because I think that that would be fun, and I'm pretty sure that all the games are here, so we can get started and we can do that. I don't know why there's two little poop emojis by this one, but yeah, so I think that we should probably start, I guess, at the bottom first. I'm actually like, I don't know if I want to, oh dear, I'm gonna delete some rows because I don't think that, I think I'll just take D and then that's fine, because I don't think that I'm gonna need that many, because there aren't that many Kingdom Hearts games to sort of rank here, and so if there were more, like, I would add another layer, but I think like S is self-explanatory, like literally, like if I had to do like grades or whatever, like 100%, A would be like 80 to 90, B would be like 70 to 80, C would be 60 to 70, and then D would be like 50 to 60. So like sort of like school, right? Like if something, I don't think any of the Kingdom Hearts games like fail, right? Like I think that if this was like a grading system, right? I don't think that any of them fail super hard, if that makes sense. Like I don't think any of them just like flat out, like I would give them like an F, you know what I mean? And so I guess I'll start with sort of mid, like the middle, if that makes sense. And so like, I think that I would put Birth by Sleep at a B. I don't really like the, what am I supposed to say, the command decks, if that makes sense, that are in Birth by Sleep. I like 3D better than Birth by Sleep. So that's sort of how I'm gonna start ranking these, is like, what do I like better than the other? Because I sort of know what's gonna go on top, but it's sort of like when it comes to 358 over 2 days, and when it comes to Recoded, and when it comes to, say, like Rechain of Memories and all that stuff, it's sort of like, what do I like better than the other? And that'll sort of help like put out the whole system. Like I like 3D better because I think that even though like people say the flow motion is broken and the balloon ga is broken, like for me it's about sort of having fun. And for a lot of people, like if a game's like broken, it won't be fun for them because obviously they want the challenge, especially if they're playing on critical mode. But for me, I had a lot more fun with 3D and like 3D's like brokenness, if that makes sense, compared to Birth by Sleep. And I think that like 3D has more of my favorite worlds. Like I don't like how they did Hunchback of Notre Dame in 3D. Like I'm pretty mad about that because that's my favorite Disney movie. But I like the Symphony one. It's been a while since I played 3D. I played 3D when I was 14 years old, probably 13 years old. Whenever it came out, that's the last time that I played it. I haven't replayed it on the PS4 or anything like that. So, oops. Like, big oof, I guess. But I really just like that world and all the musicality that it sort of had to it, and I feel like that's just super cool and all that stuff. Whereas with Birth by Sleep, it's sort of like Peter Pan, the Hercules world, like that was sort of stuff that we had seen before to some extent, so it's sort of like meh, you know. And I believe that you cannot fly in the Peter Pan world. You can do like with Aqua, I remember you can do these like uppity things like with, I guess it's just wind or whatever, like they're pixie dust tunnels, but you can't like fly, and that was my favorite part of like Neverland in Kingdom Hearts 1, is that you could fly and all that stuff. Speaking of Kingdom Hearts 1, this is how I'm gonna put it. I think I'm gonna put Kingdom Hearts 1 at A, because I have played Kingdom Hearts 1 7 or 8 times, like over my entire existence. And so if you guys have watched like my Why I Love Kingdom Hearts video, you'll like see like basically since I was 6 years old, I probably played it like once per year, like after I was 6 or whatever. So I haven't played that one in a while either, because after like the 7th time I was like, I'm okay. Like really, we're okay. Like we don't need to go through Kingdom Hearts 1 again. But I do really enjoy the worlds in it, and I feel like the worlds in some cases are more interesting than they are in Kingdom Hearts 2, even if I like Kingdom Hearts 2 more, which I guess I'll put on there in a minute. But it's sort of like with Kingdom Hearts 1, everything's really original, and even though if they loosely like follow the plot, so like Aladdin for example, it's like they sort of have their own stories, whereas Kingdom Hearts 2, it's really like following hard to the movie. And I used to like that, like as a kid I liked Kingdom Hearts 2 more because it followed the movie, but as like I sort of became an adult, I was like, no, I sort of do like the original touch that they had for Hercules and for Alice in Wonderland and for Deep Jungle, even though I was terrible at like the climbing and stuff in Deep Jungle as a kid. It's sort of like, yeah, I feel like it was sort of more interesting. And like, judging by Kingdom Hearts 3, like, following the movie is definitely still a thing, but at the same time, I like how they did it better in Kingdom Hearts 3. Because if you think about the ones that follow the movie, right, it's basically Pirates, which is like, nobody watched Pirates, so nobody really understands how much in the movie it follows, right? So that's, like, to the side, in my opinion. Monstropolis is after the movie. Toy Story is in between movies, right? And so really it's just Frozen and it's Tangled, basically. I guess Hercules sort of followed the movie finally, but it's like, we don't care about that. But basically, like, Frozen was really sort of narrow, I guess, in like how it let you sort of experience the world, whereas something like Tangled, I felt like Tangled is the best world in Kingdom Hearts 3, I feel. And so like that gave me, Kingdom Hearts 3 gave me sort of a mixture between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 in terms of the worlds and stuff. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1 does have some problems with like, you know, buttons, I guess, like just the controls and like, you know, the camera was really wacky. I remember when I first played it on the PS2, but I really do appreciate, I guess, how Kingdom Hearts 1 did try to like do its own thing with the worlds and all that stuff. And I really just like the dynamic that Sora has with Riku. It's just another thing that I've appreciated more as I've gotten older. And like, here's the other thing, and I probably would have talked about this in my character video, but Kairi seems so much more spunky in Kingdom Hearts 1 and so much of like a more interesting female character, and then in Kingdom Hearts 2 and especially in 3 they just, you know, drop her, I guess, because it's just like, you know, she says that Sora's a lazy bum and she's like, oh, well, we should run away together, and she sort of teases that, like, she's just a lot more, I don't know, like, I don't know how to say it other than spunky. Like, you guys probably understand what I mean, but it seems like they just made, because, like, Naminé's, like, really shy and really, I guess, like, petite and, like, I don't want to say more girly, but, like, probably more girly than Kairi was in Kingdom Hearts 1. And I feel like they've just made Kairi, Naminé, and Xion all sort of, like, the same instead of keeping, like, Kairi, like, had some spunkiness. Kairi had an attitude, okay? I don't know why they got rid of that. So, in terms of that, like, that all too. That's why Kingdom Hearts 1 is an A, just because, like, the characters, the worlds. And that's why I would put 3D in B, because I really like Riku and Sora and their sort of things, like the things that they go through. Especially with Riku, obviously, Hunchback of Notre Dame is my favorite movie, so I remember Riku's part of the world the best. But it's sort of like all that stuff, you know, how relatable it is to Riku to sort of feel locked up, sort of like Quasimodo is and all that. But yeah. So that's sort of my justification for these three. Now, to make some controversial choices, but I would actually put Days in B, because I actually like the system that they have in Days, which is not a popular opinion, because I think people usually put it this way. They say Recoded's battle system is better than Days, but Recoded story is shit. Where a 358 over 2 Days story is really fleshed out and really awesome, but the fighting system is shit. But I actually really liked it when I first played it, and again, it's one of those things where, like, the last time I played it was, like, when I was, like, 12 or, like, 11 years old, but I remember actually, like, really sort of liking it, and so that's why I'll put it there. Again, this is not me trying to be like, guys, if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. Like, no. Everyone's gonna have their own different opinion, and I feel like the age that I played some of the games did influence it a bit, and now looking back at that, right, so I haven't gone back to 358 over 2 days since I have played it, like, those 2 times, maybe. Because I probably did normal, and then I probably did, like, whatever the highest difficulty that it gave me. Because that's usually what I, like, did. Except for Kingdom Hearts 1 is, like, I'm pretty sure since I've played Kingdom Hearts 1 7 times, I've done at least, like, each difficulty just divided, if that makes sense. So if I played it 7 times, like, 3... Actually, that doesn't work mathematically. I don't think, like, 2... You guys understand what I mean. It's okay. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a controversial opinion, but I really just don't like... I don't like the little thing that they have in Birth by Sleep. And, like, the other thing about Birth by Sleep, too, is that I replayed it on the PS4, and I do remember enjoying it, again, like, when I was a kid playing it. But it's, like, Aqua, Terra, and Ven, I don't know how to explain it, but they feel so clunky. Like, especially on the PS4 version, they just feel so clunky. And even though I like Birth by Sleep's story, I like how they divided it and all that stuff. Like, every character has their sort of own route, and, like, I really enjoy the characters, and I enjoy Xehanort and, like, all of that stuff, right? Like, mechanics-wise, I don't know, it feels worse than Days somehow. I don't know why. I don't know what to tell you. So, with that in mind, let's put Union Cross down here, because we all know Union Cross, the story's confusing, so I shouldn't say that I like the story. I am intrigued. Let's just say that. I'm interested in what they're trying to do, but I played it for maybe like 2 years when I was in high school. Now I'm like 2 years into university, so that gives you guys a time frame. So it's been basically, I basically stopped playing it as I got into university. And like I did spend some money on it, not really a lot, but I just like, I got so bored after a while, and I was like, there's no point in doing this. Other people are gonna play it and upload the cutscenes on YouTube, and at the end of the day, it's a story that matters. Like, if there's nothing fun about the gameplay, why play it? Just watch it, you know? And so, it's a D. Yeah. I think I would put Recoded above Birth by Sleep, maybe, just because I know Recoded's gameplay is better than Days, and so if Days is up here, do you guys understand my logic? But yeah, I remember, I think I glitched Recoded somehow because you needed Cloud for something, and I went into another area without him, and then I couldn't get out, and so I had to restart my whole game. It was weird. I think it was like, I went into a boss fight, and for that, to beat that boss fight, you needed Cloud, but then I didn't have a save, so the only thing I could do was, like, continue, but I was, like, trapped or something, and so I had to just restart the whole game. Like, it was really weird. That's, like, my most prominent memory of Recoded, unfortunately. I think for 0.2, I would put it sort of in between, because I do like the story of 0.2, but again, it's not really much, right? It is basically a KH3 demo, but I also like the customization options it gave us and sort of like the side of Aqua's story that it gave us, and the customization options did not come back for Kingdom Hearts 3, and so I'm like, why did you guys add it in 0.2? If it wasn't gonna happen in Kingdom Hearts 3. Maybe it's gonna happen with DLC updates, but I was just like, guys, like, why can't I give Sora Minnie Mouse ears? Okay, like, that's all that anybody wanted, and I feel like everybody forgot that that was something that we could do in Birth by Sleep, but it just did not make a reappearance. I'm sure with a DLC patch or something, like whatever they're doing, I feel like it'll come back. Anyway, let's continue on. So here's my rocky relationship with Chain of Memories, is that I don't think I've ever actually beaten Chain of Memories because, like, again, as a kid, when I got it, I was just terrible at the card system, and now as an adult, I'm still terrible at the card system, so it's definitely, like, it's a smart people game. I'm just joking. I'm sure I could figure it out if I put in the time, but the difference between me and Recoded is I like to button mash things, right? And so Recoded doesn't fall into my normal way of playing a Kingdom Hearts game, and so, like, I just don't want to learn how. But I know that my inability to do the card system does not mean that the game is bad. I think a lot of people enjoy the card system, and I also sort of like the story of Recoded, even if it is sort of like the recycled worlds that you have already been into to some extent. It's also sort of like all the stuff with Naminé, meeting the organization members, like everybody has such personality, like Calxiyn and Axel and Vexen, and that's really like the first time that you see them. So I would say that Recoded is at least an A. I would put it as an A, and it should be with Kingdom Hearts 1. Even if I'm terrible, because if I was rating it on game mechanics, it would probably be a C, right? Because I hated the card system so much. But I know that that's just my inability and to be bad, if that makes sense. It's like, I don't know, it's a weird comparison, but it's like if I didn't like Sekiro because it was hard or something like that, or because I couldn't play it. It's like, that doesn't mean that the game is bad. That means that I'm bad, right? And so I'm not gonna like judge the game poorly just because it's my fault. That's basically what I'm saying. So, now for Kingdom Hearts 3. This is the hard one because I played Kingdom Hearts 3 the most recently out of all of them. Like, I played Kingdom Hearts 2 pretty recently because I replayed it on my PS4, right? A lot of the other games I haven't, because I wanted to do, like, when I had it originally, like, on the PS2, it wasn't Final Mix, obviously, and so I wanted to do, like, all the organization bosses and all that stuff, and so, like, I feel like here's how I would put things right now, right? Is that I would put Kingdom Hearts 2 as, like, my all-time favorite, and that's a pretty, like, common answer among Kingdom Hearts fans. And I would put Kingdom Hearts 3 in S as well, just because I did enjoy it more than Kingdom Hearts 1 and Rechain and basically all the other ones, to some extent, right? Because there's a lot, I guess, Kingdom Hearts 3 has to offer where it is very similar to Kingdom Hearts 1, and it's also very similar to Kingdom Hearts 2, and so it's sort of like, I feel like it's sort of in between, right? Because it has sort of, like I talked about earlier, like the worlds that don't necessarily like copy the movie and the worlds that do, and sort of like you can button mash, but there's also other sort of techniques and mechanics that you can use that are taken from other games and whatever. But I feel like what makes Kingdom Hearts 2 top for me is the after stuff, like the final mix stuff, like Lingering Will and all the Organization 13 fights. So I hope with the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC, it'll really improve it in that area, because something I was so disappointed was I thought that the battle portals, like after you finish the game, I thought those were all going to be Organization members because there were 13 of them, right? And so I thought that they were basically reintroducing the data fights or something. Like, I thought that that's what they would be doing. I think there are 13 battle portals. Or, like, there's a couple in Radiant Gardens. There's a couple in the Keyblade... We'll get to Radiant Gardens later. But anyway, like, there's a few in the Keyblade Graveyard that are there as well. And so I was like, oh, like, are all the Organization members, are we gonna fight them? No. And so, like, I'm kind of upset about that. I know on Critical, though, they do kick your ass, and so I'm sort of excited to do that. I'm waiting until the DLC comes out before I do my Critical Mode run. But I just sort of feel like that's what'll make or break it for me. Like, if Kingdom Hearts 3 has a really, really good final mix, because that's basically Remind, whatever we're calling it, right? If it has a really, really good final mix, then I'll be like, okay, maybe I do like it better than 2. But I like Kingdom Hearts 1's final mix and Kingdom Hearts 2's final mix, and so it's sort of like KH3 is sort of squished in between them until the DLC is bad. If that makes sense, like, until the DLC is bad, until the final mix is bad, then it can go under, then it can go like this, right? Then it can go in between. But if the DLC is good, and, like, the final mix is good, then it may actually surpass Kingdom Hearts 2. That's sort of my opinion. So, that is basically everything. If you guys have any more questions about my list, because I didn't explain everything, right? Like, Kingdom Hearts 2, I feel like, has, like, phenomenal music. Like, all of the games do, but, like, Kingdom Hearts 2 has some phenomenal music, right? And all that stuff, so that's something I didn't talk about, right? Like, I didn't necessarily talk about, like, Kingdom Hearts 2 story stuff versus, like, Kingdom Hearts 1 story stuff. Like, there's a lot of things that factor into my decision, but it would just take so long to go through everything. I'm sort of giving you guys, like, the cliff notes of it. So, if you guys do have, like, oh, Cal, well, what about this and this? Like, why did you put 3D there when 3D does this? And, like, Recoded does that, or whatever you guys want to say, right? And so if you guys want to discuss my list with me more, you guys should comment, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you to all of our wonderful patrons and our YouTube membership members who have joined using the join button that is under this video or on my channel page. You guys may be wondering, what do patrons and YouTube membership members get? YouTube membership members for $5 get access to my Discord server, they get a bunch of cool emotes, and they get early access to all of my videos. $10 patrons on Patreon get early access that is more than a week in advance, so sometimes we do videos like weeks in advance or even a month in advance, and so they'll get those videos way, way earlier, right? And they also are able to make requests, and so if they want us to do a shipping video or a reaction to an anime or to cover some sort of theory or to discuss something, they can ask for it and we will do it. On Patreon, $5 is early access a week in advance, and $1 is for the Discord server. I hope that that helps. Again, thank you to our wonderful patrons over on Patreon, and I hope that you guys will join up soon. I will see you guys later. Bye.